Thank you for joining Unity of Sebring. If you find our lessons helpful, please consider donating at www.unityofsebring.org.
Live without fear and meet the events of this day with confidence. We accept others without prejudice and experience a sense of unity with all people, in harmony with ourselves, our lives, and all others. We live this day with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. And so it is. And now I believe we have, that would be right, we have a song. Why don't we all stand and join together in My Soul is Welcome Here. Now we have one of my old-time favorite songs, picked deliberately for today. Please stand. And as you are led, move the song. All right. Absolutely. Virginia just said the two most powerful words in the English language, I am. And we're going to talk about that today. Actually, several of us are going to talk about it. The daily word for today, July 18th, is I realize. And the affirmation is, I realize the power of spiritual truth. I realize the power of spiritual truth. Let's take that thought together. Sorry, August. Together, I realize the power of spiritual truth. I have had many aha moments throughout my life when something that had befuddled me for years suddenly became clear. It may have been something I tried to learn in school, a skill I practiced and tried to master as I grew, or even an idea that challenged my understanding of the world around me. Whenever I realized something new, I could feel my world expanding, opening up before me in fresh and exciting ways, making me eager to discover even more. On my spiritual journey, I feel a similar excitement as I realize I have so much more than a spark of divinity within me. I am fully divine, just as I am fully human. I feel newly alive in this realization and am very grateful for it. And from Genesis 28:16, the story of Jacob and the angel wrestling, then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." Let's take that affirmation together again. I realize the power of spiritual truth, and so it is. And now let's join together in our statement of being. Together, there is only one presence, one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. And our mission statement, together, Unity of Sebring is the radiant expression of the Jesus Christ message of truth, light, and love, shining forth to welcome and bless us all, quickening in each person an awareness of our inherent value, worthiness, and purpose. And so it is. Today's topic is divine orders, and I put the S on there deliberately. I felt that we, by the end of this talk today, will have received our marching orders, if you know what I mean. So, to begin today, I'd like to share a couple scriptures. Exodus 3, 1 through 22, but I'm not going to read all of those. It's the story of Moses keeping his flock. And he led the flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. He looked and beheld, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed. And Moses said, I will turn aside to be able to see this great sight, why the bush is not burned. When the Lord saw that he had turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not come near. Take off your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. And then Exodus 3:14, God has told Moses that he needs to go to Pharaoh and talk to them. And when they ask what God has sent him to them for, God replies, I am who I am, adding, say this to the people of Israel, or the chosen people, I am has sent me to you. John 14:12, Jesus said, Verily I tell you, whoever believes in the I am, me, will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. Now, some of the things that Jesus taught us and that he did during his life, first and above all, he gave us the greatest commandment and the second. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And the second is like unto it, love your neighbor as yourself. He healed people. He gave the people a vision. He gave them hope. He taught them self-responsibility. He worked with the unrighteous, tax collectors, fishermen. He manifested abundance on multiple occasions. He calmed the seas and controlled the weather. And he said in John 13, love one another as I have loved you. Your love for one another will prove to the world you are my disciples. He taught us non-judgment. He taught us to share with each other our gifts of time, most precious gift on earth, treasure, and talent. So if we can integrate this truth into our lives so that it permeates our thoughts, feelings, and actions under all circumstances and in all places, we will be living the truth of God as we've been shown. Does this teaching bring inner peace, compassion, joy, and overall permanent enhancement into our lives? Does this person or teaching offer us the opportunity to serve better myself and others? If yes, you have discovered truth for yourself. divine orders, a man of vision. I first knew Andy, over 35 years ago at Unity Village. Believe it or not, that was my first introduction to him. I was finishing my licensed teacher classes, and he was beginning his. I have a vivid picture of him walking into the classroom of Reverend Phil White, which was a required course. There were at least 100 students in the room that day. It was a large room. I was sitting on this side, to me, stage left. And Andy was walking in the far aisle over there. I can see him so clearly walking in, a smile on his face, surrounded by friends he probably had only met. Fast forward to 1990, my folks were building a home in Sebring. I came for Christmas. I'd finally told them, instead of my having to celebrate Christmas alone or them being worried about me being alone for Christmas, fly me to Florida. I'll love it. So that year they were building their home, so I came to Sebring. And I looked up Unity in the phone book. Some of us remember those. There was a number and an address in the phone book. It was a metaphysical bookstore. So I went, and Joanne McAfee was running the bookstore. That was when I met Joanne, who always called me either her little sister or I don't know what to call you, because we were so close in age and yet not and yet. Love that girl. The next time I visited Sebring, the church was located on South Orange Street. And Andy had a broken leg. What can I tell you? In 1996, I moved to Tampa to finish my degree work at University of South Florida. In 97, my father had a major stroke here in Sebring, and Andy had back surgery at the same time. Andy and I had met before his surgery, and he asked me at that time to cover the church for him while he was recuperating. That was my first experience of doing a memorial service. Pat Peel passed away. And I moved to Sebring for 3 months to help my folks and Andy while he was recovering. In 1999, I moved to Sebring and Unity of Sebring. Now, this is not my words. A vision is a clear mental image of a preferable future given to a man or woman of God to enable him or her to work toward that particular goal he or she has seen. When a person has obtained a clear vision of what God wants to do, then the man or woman of God goes to the Lord in prayer for practical steps to reach that goal or vision. Andy already had that larger vision for Unity of Sebring, and he shared it. He asked for prayer support of his vision, and he asked especially for prayer support for his vision when the property negotiations he had been in fell through. I had an appointment to meet with Andy the first day he met with the gentleman who donated the land on which we sit and stand today. Some of you may not know that this land was actually donated to us by a corporation. The CEO of the corporation that owned the land was asked what he wanted to do for his retirement present. And he said, I want to donate to a nonprofit organization of my choice. And they said, absolutely. So Irene and Knudsen had taken the gentleman over here to see the property and then had called Andy and said, we want to meet with you. And I can tell you, I was still in the office when Andy came back, and he was absolutely dazed. I don't know another word for it. Dazed. Not in the body, mostly. When he returned after seeing the gift that the church was being given. And if he had not had the negotiations fall through, we would not be standing here probably, or it would have taken a lot longer. But it all worked out for his vision. He gave tours of the property and described what he saw as a community during the tours. I don't know how many of you went on a tour with Andy? Anybody? Ooh, okay. Well, he described the buildings that were going to be here. And he literally had architectural renderings so we could all visualize this building and the community. For most of us, when we walk into Unity of Sebring, we feel we have come home. As Reverend Longo said last week, there's such a strong feeling of love and acceptance here at Unity of Sebring. It's enfolding. Unity of Sebring Life Enrichment Center is a spiritual oasis in a human world. Has anybody stopped by just on a whim and walked around the gardens? Good, I'm glad to see hands. I do that fairly frequently. It's such a sacred place. I encourage you to do so often also. We have so much available to us here. Classes that concern the physical, intellectual, and spiritual. Sunday services where we join in community and have our souls refilled. And then as the world opens up further and further, we will again have community projects and outreach programs that are not just for us in this building, but far-reaching, very far-reaching. Meanwhile, our Facebook page and website continue our worldwide outreach. People literally all over the world tune in to our Facebook page. Andy's legacy to us is also his call to action for us. As Tina expressed in her message, let me back up. I want to add something before I go into this. Yeah. Andy, Jesus is known as our way shower. Can you put that slide up for me? When I first started reading and studying metaphysics with Unity, I was reading a Charles Fillmore book. That's what you do when you start. And I saw this word, way shower. Way shower? Wow, that must be some metaphysical word. Man, I got to look that up. No clue. It took me quite a while, considering, to figure out way shower. Jesus is our way shower. He's known as our elder brother. He has gone through and experienced what life is on planet Earth. You know, what living is about as a human. He's experienced it. Well, for Unity of Sebring, as far as I'm concerned, Andy's our way shower. He showed us how to overcome addiction, how to respond to God's call, how to have a prayer life, how to have open communication with God, how to love even the unlovable. Yeah, he taught us that. He is our way shower. He has a mission for us. Truly has a mission for Unity of Sebring. He did not build this for himself or for us. For generations to come, Unity of Sebring Life Enrichment Center will lead, teach, provide, be the answer to so many people's questions, to so many people's broken hearts. As Tina expressed in her message to us, Andy never lost his faith that God had a perfect and divine plan for him. She says he will no longer be with us on Sunday mornings. I know better. Believe me, Andy is here and will be. He lives in our hearts. How can he not be here? It was his hope that all of you will continue to support the church through attendance, tithes, and spreading the unity message of the Jesus Christ message of truth, light, and love. I see it as a tribute to all the many years of work that he put into his ministry and as a way of honoring his legacy. I know you all must do what is right for you, but I will do my very best to honor him in this way. She also said, I ask that during this time to please give our family space and time to adjust to this loss in the physical. I know that you will be understanding if I don't respond to all of the mails and messages at this time. However, if you do have any prayer requests, please continue to send them, as that is one of the most powerful things we can do for each other. Andy is our way shower. How to live, how to be the best we can be, how to get back up when we fall, how to live our lives in community, in love, in God. And I would like to share, thank you for putting that up. I forgot about that. A way shower is a light worker that guides other people on moving onto their path just by living an inspired and authentic life which acts as an example and motivation for others to follow. Let's do that again. Can you back it up? Thank you. A way shower is a light worker that guides other people on moving onto their path just by living an inspired and authentic life. And Andy lived authentic. It makes me think of one of the funny things that I've thought of this week is that I never flipped anybody off driving on Route 27 because I knew the one and only time I did it, it would be Reverend Andy driving. So he lived an authentic life, and he inspired me to live an authentic life, which acts as an example and motivation for others to follow. That is what a way shower is. Jesus and our local way shower, Andy. And as you know, or most of you probably know. Andy was also a consummate actor and shared his talents and recruited a lot of us from Highlands Lakeside Theater, or Highlands Little Theater as it used to be known. One of the greatest things an actor can have is a standing ovation. You can be seated. Thank you. I think the song that we're about to share is very appropriate. Breathe. As we turn ourselves inward, we enter that sanctuary of our souls where there is peace and light and love, where God is there waiting for us. And as we feel the love of God enfolding us, we know that we can leave all of those cares and burdens that we carried in with us. We can leave them, set them aside for this time and this place, and be enfolded in the love of God. Our very being is filled with light. For there are no secrets here. There are no judgments here. There is only love, only peace, only the highest and the best. We are so blessed to have this inner sanctuary that we can turn within and just be who we really, truly are. And we know this is true for everyone, anyone that comes to mind. They are an expression of God. And we actually see the highest expression of their soul here in our inner sanctuary. We know their trueness. We know the truth of them. Even as we know, recognize, and accept the truth of who we are. We are akin to our way-showers. We are all related, for we all are in God and of God. There is no outer appearance here, only the heart and soul. And as we go deeper into this awareness, we remember to breathe, gently inhaling and exhaling, letting all the cares, everything except being, we let go. And we bask in the light of God. For we are in the presence. And we are on holy ground. Wherever we are is holy. And we determine who we will be when we leave this inner sanctuary in our awareness. We know that we have been changed. We have been lifted up. We have been empowered to be who and what we are meant to be. For that is the promise that God gives us every moment of every day. God within says, come up higher. Be still and know that I am your God. Be still and know that you are loved beyond measure. Be still and know that I have empowered you with my power, with my intelligence, with my very being, so that you can have an abundant, joyful life. You have only to accept what I give freely. There are no strings. There are no things that you need to do. Just be who you are. And we know the peace of this place. And we feel the abundant love, the abundant energy that fills our very souls. And somewhere, sometime, we hear the angels singing in joy for the beautiful, beautiful world we live in and all the life experiences that have brought us to this place that are in the past. They're over. They're done. But they have made us who we are. And as we allow and accept the guidance that God gives us, we are led, we are pushed, we are carted into that higher place, that higher awareness of who we can be. And in this place of sanctuary, we realize that all has been provided to us. All has been provided to us for us to succeed, for us to be that person here on earth, that example, that light to the world. We have, we can, we will, and we do. We accept God love in our lives. We know that God light leads and ensures our path through this life. And we know that God gives us the courage and the strength to get there someday. And we pray, may this be the day that I understand and that I allow God in my life. And for these few moments, we allow the thoughts and meditations of our heart to speak to us individually, knowing that we are blessed and we are heard. As we prepare to return to this time and this place, we feel, we know that we have been in the presence of our God. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, choir and Adam. That was the perfect song. There will be a celebration of life service for Reverend Andrew Conyer. Saturday, July 31st at 11 a.m. here. And I knew I was going to add that. Still did it. Let us join together in our perfect protection. If you'll please rise for that and our love song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us.
Wherever we are, God is, and
all is well. And so it is. And that means Andy, too. Let's join together in our song. And now as we go into this week, we know that we carry the Jesus Christ message of truth, light, and love that Andy so well taught us, to example and through example. That is our mission, folks. Should we choose to accept it, and this tape will not self-destruct.
We appreciate you joining us once again. Some portions of this service have been edited to fit the available time. We look forward to seeing you next week.